It depends whether you started a transaction or you are not started a transactions. If you started, then if it is still auto commit, maybe it is you did a one insert and the auto commit is already on. So the term itself says that don't do any transaction rollback, just do stop it. That is we call immediate. Next startup you do that activity. That's what we call here. Next startup of the instance, required instance recovery in the case of PostgreSQL stop with the mode immediate. Whenever you talk about stop option, it has a that is we call shutdown modes. How many we have? Smart, fast and immediate. Like that there are three options in the stop. The smart says that I will not disconnect because you have a here existing connection. You can see here I have an existing connection. So what it says that he will not shut down. He will not shut down because this connection is still exists. The moment you exit or disconnect, then only it will go for shutdown. Hey guys, this is Ambasa here from Alok Institute. Today we will discuss about PostgreSQL instance start and stop option. So here in case of a PostgreSQL instance start and stop options, we do have two methods. The method will be distinguished based on what utility you will be using to perform this activity. Method 1 says that you will be using Postgres utility called PG_CTL, stand for PostgreSQL control utility, whereas the other one is called systemctl, which is a OS utility, which will backend again uses the Postgres utility to perform this particular action. Now here we will first start with the method 1 PG_CTL utility, how it will be used to perform this activity part. So here we will start with the start option. The start option says that we do have a PG_CTL start. What it does, it will start my PostgreSQL instance. In case of start options, we do have only single start options. Whereas in case of stop options, we do have three options. What are those? PG_CTL stop, followed by you have to mention the M, which is we called as a mode. Mode will be referred as the smart. It's a number 1. Second one would be this is number 1, smart. The second one would be called fast, which is the default. If you don't give it the mode options, it will be considered as a fast only. Whereas the third one is we called as a PG_CTL stop with the immediate. So if you compare with the start, we do have single options. In case of stop, we do have three options based on the utility called PG_CTL. So this all, how do I do it practically? We will see one by one. In case of systemctl utility, we have a start options, just one single syntax, sudo systemctl start and your service name what you given for Postgres instance. Whereas the stop option, we will be having again same, sudo systemctl stop and the service name. So in this case, the start case, it will start my PostgreSQL instance. Again, in case of stop, it will stop my PostgreSQL instance. This way, you have to start with the understanding about how your PostgreSQL instance to be started and to be stopped by using this respective utility based on how the requirement has been given. Now further to this topic, if I go ahead and understand about is there any differences in case of smart or fast, or you can call it as immediate. Yes, definitely there is the huge difference. So if you go with the practical, if you go ahead and check that, shall I go with smart? If that is a smart, let's say example, you are right now working on the PostgreSQL instance. Consider you are Oracle DBA and you are looking for Oracle DBA point of view. You are looking for how this smart compare with your Oracle stop options. Oracle has a shutdown normal, which is equivalent to our Postgres case, PGCTL, we call it PG_CTL, stop-m and smart. The smart is equivalent to your shutdown normal as compared to your Oracle. Whereas fast, which is we call PG_CTL stop-m, with a fast option, which is equivalent to your Oracle shutdown immediate. There's a third one which we call pg_ctl stop with the mode immediate, but here it is keyword immediate, but in Oracle comparison it is we call shutdown abort. Like this, if you want to compare, let's say an example, you are Oracle DBA and you are now working on Postgres as well, or you want to understand Postgres as well. So let's say, how do you compare it and what exactly the equivalent options? So fast, which is the default in our case, which is we call pg_ctl stop -m with a fast. Same way, we will refer without mode options. If I don't give anything, it will be considered as a stop option. That's a point to note. But in your Oracle, if you do just a shutdown, it will go to a shutdown normal, not like a immediate, just a comparison part. Now here, as I mentioned, you will have a big difference between each. So I have mentioned at least 4 points between smart, fast and immediate. How they are different with each other? So they are, their comparison wise, if you go with the smart options, the new connection will not allow in all the cases. What is the point number 1 says that in any options, if you go with the stop, once you fire these pg_ctl stop options with the mode can be anyone, doesn't matter. So their new connection will not be allowed, but the rest part instance will wait for existing connections to log out in case of smart. Whereas here the new connection will not allow, but instance will forcefully and automatically terminate all existing connections. So that means here you are waiting for existing connections to log out. Here you are not waiting existing connections to log out. Rather, you will be, or it will internally forcefully will disconnect the existing connections. In case of immediate, we call it as a pg_ctl -m immediate. We are talking about from the Postgres point of view. So if it is immediate, we call either yum or mode immediate. So here it will immediately terminate those all, whatever the connections is existing, it will get terminated. Now here in the third case, what we are supposed to remember, the instance will allow to perform new transactions. What do you mean by transactions here? You have to say that DML followed by commit, or that's what we call DML followed by commit or DML followed by rollback is called as a transactions. Will it allow to perform new transactions? Yes, this will allow to perform new transactions. Whereas the in case of fast, it will not allow new connection. So here the instance will not allow to perform new transactions. If auto commit is off or if it is on, doesn't matter. What it does, it will not allow to perform your new transactions. The same options here as well. The new transaction will not allow to perform. Last but least, you have to remember here, next startup, since here there is a existing connections will allow to perform new transactions. The transaction can be, you can do auto commit, that's the default, or you can go for a you can say auto commit, you can turn off, and you can do commit or rollback, it's up to you. But here you already decided the commit or rollback, the transaction is already successfully finished. So hence the next startup does not require any instance recovery. Whereas here it depends whether you started a transactions or you are not started a transactions. If you started, then if it is still auto commit, maybe it is you did a one insert and the auto commit is already on, that's the default, and that inserted by default as mentioned auto commit is on, so that is already committed, so no need to do perform any rollback. Consider you did a auto commit off and you did a insert, but it is not committed. So in that case, the ongoing transactions we call it as, because it is not still committed, so that transaction automatically gets rolled back, because he will not wait for you, because we already mentioned fast. Go for fast. Here is the mention says that you go for fast. Fast means you will not wait for the connection or the session who is performing the DML. He will not wait for you to do commit. Rather, he will immediately says that if you are not performed any commit because you turned off auto commit and you are not still given a commit, so but you already fired from the other session with a fast options, so he will perform automatically those transaction rollback. So hence the before stopping itself, it will perform all the transactions rollback. So hence not required to stop, not required to perform instance recovery in the next startup. Next startup of the instance not required any instance recovery. Now what about the last options, which is we called immediate. So the term itself says that don't do any transaction rollback, just do stop it. That is we call immediate. Next startup you do that activity. That's what we call here. Next startup of the instance required instance recovery. In the case of PG_CTL, stop with the mode immediate. This is how you have to tell the difference between smart, fast, and immediate. So these are the three the stop options is available in case of a utility name called PG_CTL. So make sure that you go ahead and refer this all. Let's do it a little bit practical on the same. Here I will connect to my one of the instance. Connected, and this is my, I'm just connecting from my laptop to my one of the Postgres machine. My OS username is Postgres. You can see now here I'm connected. So if I try with the here PG_CTL, you get this error. What that error says that you haven't set the environment variable. First set your environment variable and then you can perform the rest part. To get this environment variable to be set, I have the file name called server1.env. Just an example, you can give any file name. I maintained three variables. One is my software to be used, that variable. Second, where is my data directory, and third one is my port number. A default port for your PostgreSQL instance is 5432, but I have used here 5431. Let's go for source it. Now once after source, I can just try to do PG_CTL. What it says that here, to use this PG_CTL utility, you take a perform operations. You are not given after PG_CTL what operations it has to perform. No operations is specified, so hence you take a help. So example here, you take a help. So it'll give you a lot of options in it. Now as I mentioned, in this case, what we referred here, the stop options. Whenever you talk about stop option, it has a, that is we call shutdown modes. How many we have? Smart, fast, and immediate. Like that, there are three options in the stop options. Stop, whenever you go for restart also, it will do a stop and start. So restart or stop both has a mode options. The mode has a three values. Either you can use the smart, fast, or immediate. What is the default one? Default one would be your fast. Okay, so once you noted that this is my you can see the shutdown mode options. Let's understand about how do I do it practically for the same. Okay, so let's now do it. First of all, I will do the PG_CTL status checking. The status says that no server running. That means this instance is not yet started. I can even check PSF pipe rep Postgres. Okay, so here you can see there are certain background processes, but they are not belongs to this instance. If I go and check here, this is the another instance, which I have a second instance running. In this example, this is my second instance. You forget about the second instance. We'll now try to go for this instance. This is my instance variable and all. You can refer it. Now let's try to go for status checked once again, and now do it start. What I given here, PG_CTL followed by start. The end you will see that server started. What it means, the instance gets started. So here sometime you call it a server, sometime you call it as instance. Once the instance started, I can go and check, is it running? Status you can verify. Yes, it's running. Running will give you the process identifier details, whereas again it will give you the PID along with its utility. Postgres has been referred. You can also check here PSF pipe rep Postgres. Now you can see the previous one is 2. Now the recent started is 1 more. Now let's say I wanted to go for stop options. Here it is already running. I can even connect it. This is my way of connecting PSQL. So remember, PSQL is a command line utility. You can also use a pgadmin to connect to your Postgres instance. The pgadmin is your graphical utility. So that you can use it to connect your PostgreSQL instance. And in case of command line, you will use PSQL for connection. Now once you connected, let's say example, I can just show data directory. This is my data directory is other word where we are used to start my instance, and this is my port number 5431. Default is 5432, but I have used here 5431. Let's go ahead and stop it. pgctl stop. Did I mention any mode option here? No, I did not mention mode. I can just say that I'll remove it. I hit enter. It say that it is if anything is the connection is connected, it will wait for that. Otherwise, it will, what it says, it will disconnect and then it will stop it. So in the stop with the default would be, you can say it's a, let's say example here, this is what we call the default. One is we have a smart, fast and immediate. The default is fast. So fast, what is the fast says that he will not wait for existing connections to roll back. So he will disconnect every connection, he will be stopped. So this is we call this the default. I did not mention any mode options here. Let's try to go for again started. Verify, is it running? No, it is not running. Let's go for here started. Once I started, now it is running. Let's wait for, this is a status says that it is running. To demonstrate, let's go for another connection. Let's go for here Postgres and let's source it to our server 1 and followed by, you can just connect it. Now here you try with the pgctl stop. Now this time don't go for, yeah, this status still running. Don't go for here pgctl stop only. Rather we try with the -n mode and we try with the smart. The smart says that I will not disconnect because you have a here existing connection. You can see here I have an existing connection. So what it says that he will not shut down. He will not shut down because this connection is still exist. The moment you exit or disconnect, then only it will go for shutdown. Otherwise, it will keep performing. It will keep alive this section. This connection is still available you to perform any operations. Example, I can go for here create table test 1 to 3 and employee number in. So what it says, even though you started your smart shutdown, it still allow you to perform the operations. Let's say example, here you can verify echo and auto commit. What it says that auto commit is on. So that means if you try to insert some record here, insert into test 1 to 3 values 1. So here it is by default commit. You no need to see here. It is no need to commit it because it is already committed. If I try to do rollback, what it says, it gives this message. There is no transactions in progress. That means it is already committed. You no need to again, you don't have a choice to go for again rollback because it is a auto commit. In case if you want to do auto commit off, set auto commit and off. Now try with here, first check how many records I have, only one record. Now I made it auto commit off. Double check, is it auto commit is off or on. You can say here echo auto commit. What we said here, just check, do we have a auto commit off? Yes, it is off now. You can try with inserting one more record. See here, I inserted. Now I can see there are 2 values. Now here what it says smart, it is as the fast. You can say that if I use a smart, he says that he suggested me use fast, then only the existing connection gets disconnects. So he clearly mentioned instead of smart, you can use rather than smart, you can go for fast, so that it will immediately disconnect my existing connections. But what we said, we don't want existing connections to disconnect. Allow them to perform all the activity. This is what we are allowing to perform this all activity in case of smart. If I try with here, this is already ongoing transactions. Did I roll back? No, I haven't rolled back. Let's go for rollback here. Can I roll back? Yes, why not? You can do it. Now here, why I can do a rollback now in this case? Because I have turned off my auto commit option. So I have a control with me now. I can do a commit or I can do a rollback. That's possible. So like this, you have to understand about, if I try to do perform with the same operation, let's try to do here. Can I do one more time insert? Can I do one more time rollback? Let's try to show you. This is my inserted record and I can see that I can do a rollback. Let's try to check. It is now rolled back. But what I'm interested here, I did a operations. I did not still given a commit. I try to do here with this case. I'll not give smart, rather as per the suggestion given, I'll go for fast. If you don't give the mode also, it will be a fast only. Now I can see that the ongoing transaction still open, but I did a fast here. What it says here, the fast says that the existing connection, he will not wait. He will not wait for existing transactions to commit or roll back. So now see here, it is waiting for, does it wait for this connections to disconnect? Answer no, they will not wait. They'll say that it stopped. Now what happens to my existing connections? So it says that your connection is disconnects. What it says that server closed the connection unexpectedly. That means the DBA has fired the stop command. Developer will receive this particular the message where his connection get disconnect because there is a maintenance is going on. Like this, you have to understand practically about how the stop works. PG_CTL stop with the mode options. We have a 3 mode. One is called smart, one is called fast, and the third one is called immediate. If you go for immediate, it will be a kind of a abort. Abort means next startup it required a recovery. An example, let's try to do that as well. Here go, let's do it start. Now this time we will try to do one more time start and try to do just check with the log file. Here go, I'll just duplicate my session, log in with the OS user and just check here. This is my file name, a folder where we have a log details, and here I can just try to start it. Let me just this is started. Let's try to do this last file. Yes, I will pick up this file and try to do. Yeah. What it says here, it is now started. Now what we will do, we will try to go for here. Here, this is what we call PGCTL, and some operations will perform in this case. First disconnect it here, reconnect, and try to do perform some the operations. Let's check it is auto commit or not. Is right now it is auto commit. We will turn off that auto commit. Here's the one. You can do set and off and try to perform one insert. Here I inserted, but I will not go for rollback. I will try to go for here abort. That means PGCTL stop -m and immediate. So here it is not taking that much time what earlier it has been taken. So here earlier it is showing a little bit dot options. Sometime it gets failed, suggested with try to go for fast, and when I use fast it will still refer few until the existing connection has to disconnect, existing transaction has to roll back, till that it is keep showing me the dot. Whereas here no dot options, immediately it is taken the request and then perform the stop. Not many more, rather taken the request and then stopped immediately. Here in the log file we will see this is my log file location and this is my log files which we supposed to be referred. Now open this log file and there you can verify the instance is now here. It says that starting PostgreSQL instance is now starting, and there it is also said that the database system was not properly shut down, hence it is performing automatic recovery. So automatic recovery in progress now. So now here it also mentioned that in our case it is performing my wall recovery. We call it as a write head log file recovery. So it's in the log file we can easily understand about one is it is starting, second it is performing my automatic recovery. This is what its section says, that performing the automatic recovery. Hence you should know that there is a instance recovery is performed. At the end it says that my end of recovery complete. This we called end of recovery, and it gets finished here. So after end of recovery performed, it is clearly mentioned at the end. It says that now ready to accept the connections. Here it's supposed to say that ready to accept the connections. Now this is what it is. Can you see? We called ready to accept the connections. This is what you have to understand whenever you perform the pg_ctl stop with the mode immediate, that is equivalent in Oracle shutdown abort. Next startup you need a instance recovery, and that's what it is performed, and that's what it is shown in your log file. Now there is another method which we discussed here to do a stop start options. What is the another method? That is a method 2. We have to refer it as systemctl utility. We have to use it. Let's go ahead and check how to perform using the systemctl utility to perform your stop options. Here sudo systemctl, first let's check the status, and here pg server 1. It says that pg underscore the sudo systemctl status the pg server 1. This is my service name. Here it says that it is currently active and running. That means my instance is already up and running, and this is my the postmaster PID, and these are my sub processes. Now what I will do, I'll just try to stop it with the command utility called systemctl. With the help of that utility, here instead of status you have to just type here stop option. What is the utility name? Systemctl. Sudo systemctl stop and the service name. So here my service name is I given here pg server 1. So after this is finished about your stop options, and wait for a while, let it stop, and followed by here you can go and check status. What the status says that now it says inactive and dead. That means it is stopped. Now opposite of stop is you can go ahead and start it. Here you go, start. What is the again further syntax which I just referred? Sudo systemctl start pg server 1. Hence the instance gets now supposed to be started. You can go ahead and check now status, it is running. So pg_ctl start and server name, that is we called by service name. So here it says that now active and running. This is what the topic has been mentioned. What are the methods we need to use it to perform your PostgreSQL instance start and stop options? That's it. This is all I have mentioned with practical part. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye-bye.